Trackers of Faith, featuring Duke and Luke, the Barn Brothers. Penny, the code-cracking tech-savvy gal who is quick on her feet. Walker, the big-hearted handyman who uses his mechanical know-how to lend a helping hand. Jenny, the fun-loving biblical brains of the operation. And Milton, this super sassy swine has been fitted with the latest in animal communication technology. Join this crew of high-tech heroes as they sow truth, know truth, and grow truth. Trackers of Faith.
Well, hey there, boys.
Oh, hey, Grandpa Woodrow. I didn't know you were coming over today.
Duke asked me to come over and give him some advice on the planting schedule for the rest of the crops. Where are you boys headed?
We're going out to tend the field. It seems like every year this part of farming sneaks up on me. There's a lot of unseen work that goes into helping seeds grow into plants that actually produces good food.
No kidding. We have to till all the soil, pull all the weeds, add fertilizer. There's a lot of love and care that goes into that field before the seeds even get planted.
Oh, yes. That was always one of my favorite parts of the year. That and the harvest.
I get why you like harvest season. The plants are so big and green and the fruits and veggies are all ripe and ready on the vine. But why do you like tending the field so much? I can safely say it's not my favorite part of the whole farming thing.
Well, this goes back to another lesson I learned from my old friend Frank, because honestly, when I was a young man, I would have agreed with you. I complained every season about having to prep the field, but then one year, Frank gave me some insight that changed my perspective.
I bet I know what you're going to say.
It wouldn't surprise me if you did. Give it a shot.
Well, I've been thinking about this work we're doing and how in many ways it's like God's prevenient grace.
God's what now?
Prevenient grace. I know it's a big word, but the concept is pretty simple, really. Grace is best explained as a gift from God. God doesn't have to give us any gifts because of our sin, but he loves us so much that he does anyway. And prevenient is a word that means goes before.
Let me see if I'm understanding. It sounds like prevenient grace means that since God loves us, he gives us all these different gifts and blessings long before we know and love him? Like, before we even know he's the gift giver?
Yes, exactly. But it's not just that. He gives us all these gifts along the way because he wants us to know and love him. God's prevenient grace is God tending the soil so that when seeds of faith are planted throughout our lives, they might have the right conditions to grow.
That's really well said, Walker, and it's exactly how Frank explained it to me all those years ago.
Do you guys know of any places in the Bible where we see God's grace in action this way?
Of course, it's all over the place. One in particular sticks out. Y'all want to take a trip?
Yeah!
Hey, that's King David.
Well, it's David for sure, but he's not a king yet. He's just a young shepherd boy.
Whoa, did you see that? He scared that wolf away from the sheep using a slingshot.
Can you think of another time that David used a slingshot to do something really brave?
Yes, when he went up against Goliath and helped the Israelites win an important battle. He defeated Goliath with a slingshot.
That's right. God knew that David would be a mighty king since before he was even born. He led him to become a shepherd so that he could learn the skills, courage, and leadership he'd need later to do God's work for the Israelites. Let's head on back.
So even though David didn't know it when he was watching over the sheep, God was preparing him for what was next, making a way so that when the time was right, David would step into the big purpose God had for his life.
Exactly.
Wow. Now let's go tend that soil. I'm pretty excited about it now.